Thank you, Mr. Vineet, for sharing the stage with us. Um, it is always exciting and pleasure to talk to you. I was thinking, I mean, before getting into this session, and I was hearing Mr. Dandapani, he was mentioning about how it is changing. Uh, we are seeing that the way we are consuming services or the products or the way we are manufacturing or creating the services, it has been changed, and thanks goes to the digital transformation, whatever way we are seeing. So Mr. Vineet, my question to you first, that we are seeing this digital transformation. In the center of that, open source is playing a critical role, but digital transformation is end of the day helping people to consume it better. To my question to you, what is the kind of trend you are seeing in the manufacturing segment, uh, which are maybe in priority for you and your kind of organizations? Uh, if you can, let us know your views and guidance.
Definitely. I think when you say trend, I'm hoping you are referring to pandemic and the impact of that, the priorities which got changed, imperatives to that.
Yeah, you can definitely. It is one of the impact, and but I sincerely believe pandemic is not end of the life, right? Life will continue, and uh, we will see the end of the tunnel, and
Tunnel.
we are seeing the light already.
Yeah.
So you can definitely cover. Pandemic is an important and very critical part of this our present civilization, but we will come out of that. So you can include both.
Okay. So priorities in manufacturing and in imperatives in general, right? So see, I think, and I will refer to pandemic because I think for a lot of companies, right? Uh, I say that it was everyone was aware, but pandemic make them acknowledge how important it is, right? So the way I will say that is there are, so for any manufacturing sector, right? What they do, they manufacture something. So with this disruption in pandemic, which realized them a big way was to manufacture something, they need some raw materials,
Yeah.
right? And once they manufacture something, it goes out as a finished good, right?
Right.
So what we all realize that there is a lot of huge disruption on the supply chain side of it, how the raw materials would come for the day to manufacture. Second thing which got disrupted was the lack of workforce. Really put them in a tight spot. How exactly still they could have managed and sustained the manufacture, right? So these are the two big learning out of pandemic. But this is only a reflection of pandemic. I will say that this reality has always been there, right?
Yeah.
While people sometimes think that supply chain is not a big deal, right? We can just place order for raw material, like countries like Japan, right? They believe in just in time, right? So there are different approaches, but definitely these are the two things. If I have to pick supply chain disruption and the best asset, the human asset utilization, how exactly we can make it better for the companies. These are the big focus area, and for this is for any manufacturing industry. Generally, it is felt that manufacturing industry is also back in terms of technology, and maybe this was also for few companies. I know that I've heard that it was a realization. So that way, I will say it was a huge disruption, and the trend is that everybody wants to make sure they are able to react to a customer demand. They are able to manage the suppliers disruption. They are able to match to the our own employees disruption, right? Whether with the new employees coming in the system, those kind of disruption. And maybe finally the entire OT IT system talking to each other.
Mhm.
How can we utilize the data more so that we can get
Very
better
interesting.
insights and get outcome out of it?
Very interesting. Uh, um, so disruption. You have even pronounced this particular word disruption so many times, and I was when I see this, your designation is Chief Digital Officer. In our language, we see them as a change agent who are bringing innovations. And whenever we are talking, we are feeling that they are always thinking something new. So in your mind, what do you think that open source is going to, how it is going to play a role in this disruption and changes?
Great, great. I think good you see that. I see two more things as a CDO, right? Not only Chief Digital Officer, I see them as a Chief Dreaming Officer,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well as Chief Disruption Officer.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
And the reason I choose both the words is dreaming officer is, see what a CDO role is, right? CDO role is to help in the either top line or bottom line. Have to improve on that, right? To improve
Absolutely.
on either of them, we need data, right? You have to show where were you and where we can reach, right? And we should be able to really see the value out of the entire process, right? So that's what CDO is, right? And to do that, right, the traditional way we will not be able to achieve. There are few important things you'll realize it, and before even going to technology, the mindset change itself. So I always say this, right? There are three things which impacts the entire disruption. It's a people, process, and then technology. Technology is
Very
last
nice.
of it, right? So making sure the right people are there, the thinking changes, right? CI/CD as a concept people understand, right? Process change. So a lot of in manufacturing plants generally, processes are set once the plants are set up, or maybe once in 10 years, or if somebody looks at it, it changes, right? So generally, before even applying a technology, if I have seen many times, just by changing processes or improving processes, it can impact in a big way, right? And moving to the thought process on design thinking, agile, lean, right? Those are, and then finally comes the technology from IoT to cloud to open source, anything, right? So all the three combinations together actually interrupt the or impact this disruption. That is the way I will see. And open source, I believe this is just a start, right? And another thing I will add, actually, other than design thinking, agile and lean, I will also say that gig economy is going to be a big deal going forward, right? None of us, none of the company, and will not like to be every manufacturing company. If you are talking about manufacturing company here,
Yeah, yeah,
every manufacturing company's job is to manufacture something.
yeah.
They are not there to hire a lot of techies and try to make sure we get best of it, because the technology is
Absolutely,
changing and evolving so much. There is no way any company can have all the skill sets. So the best way is to use the gig economy, where utilize the best of the startups, get the best of the brains to solve a problem and then move to another problem. I think that's the approach it will be going forward.
oh, very nice, Vinit. Uh, that brings us a critical point when you were talking about people process. So, and you were talking about open source, how it can, it's just a start, the economy you were talking about. So if you look at this, open source is all about people, it's all about process, and it is all about culture. It means you are working in the community along with multiple people, you are making a decision on the basis of the meritocracy, and you are picking up the technology which is sustainable, which can cater the enterprise fraternity. So with that, can you little elaborate a little bit on with this open source? I believe the open hybrid cloud is going to play a significant role in the upcoming future, right? Whenever I am talking to you, I get that kind of sense. So how it is going to play the critical role in shaping up the way manufacturing industry will look maybe after 1 year, 5 years down the line?
Great question. So hybrid cloud definitely is going to play a big role. So let me go back a few years back, right? Every company has their own data centers, right? And they're not going to throw away their investment. That's the first thing. You know,
Absolutely.
if somebody is not trying to throw away, so initially the thought process came with just cloud, right? And everybody was selling, okay, everybody should move on the cloud, and there was a race who will move faster. Then we realize it's not the best approach, right? Then the concept of we were talking about private cloud, public cloud, and this concept of hybrid cloud is a amazing thing. I will tell you that. Now, everyone, they don't have to throw away their investment. They can keep their data, whatever is very important or I will say the classified data and all that, they can keep there in their private cloud, right? But in case they need some processing power to process the data, especially with so much of IoT coming in, right? So much of, I think I was reading articles around the kind of sensors every company will have, right? We have increased a lot of sensors. We have been utilizing sensors for predictive maintenance, for AI, everywhere, deep learning. But I think this is going to be the way of life going forward, right? So a lot of data will come in and we have to utilize the data. There will be times which can be kept in a public cloud. So it makes sense to have an hybrid environment where we play around between our own private cloud and a public cloud, but also play around with in the public space. There are multiple providers, right? I hear about maybe 40, 50 providers are there. What makes right sense for us, right? We have to pick that. So going by this concept of hybrid code, I feel is going to play a big role. And a lot of people will not realized that manufacturing is still unexplored area for cloud.
Yes.
Everyone thinks that a cloud is more for IT companies or the companies which are like all FMCG or anybody who's on net, right, available. But a lot of people will not realize that everyone has the data, right? But how to utilize the data, and especially there are many manufacturing companies which are like apart, like they are in different part of the world. How the data can be brought together, and not always all the data needs to be brought together. So how you play around in the hybrid cloud will be a big change in the manufacturing industry. And let me also take an example which I felt last year, right? I have seen multiple sides of it. I will take an example. When I will take an example where cloud didn't make sense for me. So this example is more for a huge number of data. This was a video analytics, continuous streaming I needed to do. And first we thought that everything will push into cloud and we will have the entire processing in the cloud. We realized that that doesn't make sense. We went for the fog computing concept where about 30 odd edges were giving data to fog, and the only anomalies was pushed to cloud, right? So this is the use case where we didn't go for cloud, but there are use cases where we need the data, especially the executive dashboards, right? The information about the manufacturing, right? The continuous information which we need, the decision making, those data definitely, if unless it's very confidential, it can go to the cloud. So I think it is to every company how exactly they want to play around with data, but it's going to be a game changer.
Vineet, fantastic. I mean, what I understood, this open hybrid cloud in your mind, compute is coming closer to the data, and that is why it will be much more easier to take a decision, informed decision, the way management, the business wants to take. And that is why you as a CDO can be a chief dreaming officer at the same time, who is going to help to take the decision to the CEOs of the world that what is going to happen. It was wonderful talking to you, Vineet. I have a last question to you. In your mind, you are very well aware about this open source, the development model, the business model, etc. So, do you think that particular model is relevant in other segments? Can be manufacturing, can be even production of vaccine, can be any other places. How do you think, as a thought leader, how do you think that is important?
It is relevant to each and every one. I will answer in a very, very simple sense, right? World has been moving, especially the technology leaders have been moving their application to more of microservices, right? The concept of ICT and all that, right? The way we moved to microservices, then we needed containers to make sure that it can be quickly played around in the hybrid environment, right? So what I believe is, regardless of whichever area or whichever business area, there will always be need. I took an example of supply chain, right? And that is very relevant to any of these distribution companies, right? Or pharma companies, right? Where their disruption can happen just by managing those things very well. So there is no standard playbook or there cannot be a standard playbook for any. I'll tell you, within my businesses, right, steel, cement, power, there can't be a standard playbook. It will be defined based on the need, right? And that's the reason it will continue disruption. This journey will always be there, but the way that technology evolves will actually drive this behavior change. I think I will answer that way. And I don't know if I answered what you.
Yeah, it's absolutely right, Vineet. And we are seeing this. The world is collaborating, and the world is demanding more transparency in all the aspects. So it is obviously we are the way we are creating some new innovations. It is always important to us. At the same time, it is important to share whatever shareable, and that is how we can make the world much better. And whenever I am talking to the thought leaders like you, it is very inspiring, Vineet. Thank you very much.
Really appreciate that. It was great talk. But I will on the people side, when you touch, right, I will say that
Sure.
it will move to the self-service world, right? When I say self-service world, we all will eliminate the non-value added work, right? If we are doing a redundant task, that is the way the whole approach will start with that, and you realize that technology is supporting, like the hybrid cloud is supporting that.
Oh, I am tempted to ask us a question related to that. That means you were seeing there is a significant change of consumption in the manufacturing product as well. So
Definitely.
okay,
I'll tell you, I am quite hopeful of 5G technology coming to India. A lot of people are already thinking about their
right,
private 5G, right? The power of 5G is more not only it's about the amount of data it can carry, right?
absolutely.
If I was having 5G today, right, in my plants, I think it can be amazing work can be done, right? So I'm sure everyone is hoping that will come fast, but till that time come, we have to make sure the ecosystem is there and we are able to sustain till that time. I will say sustain because I'm looking forward to 5G.
Wonderful, Vinit. I mean, you were really directing us towards something which is going to come, and I believe will change the world. And that is what is the Industry 4.0 is all about. From one, when we have started using the steam, which was the first disruption in the industry, right? And then we have seen the computer and automation introduction in the revolution 3.0. Now we are seeing industry revolution 4.0, and with leader like you will guide us to take the right step towards the right direction. Thank you very much, Vineet.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a lot
Palash.
for
It
your
was a
time.
pleasure talking to you.
Same here.